Hi, it's Chef Deb from Culinary Caravan, and I'm here in Northern Ontario cooking out at a campground owned by a family company just south of Georgian Bay. I want to show you how to make off-road five-star dining using a simple little barbecue. And we're going to be using parchment paper to cook everything in. So what I had to do is retrofit my grill a little bit to accommodate my parchment paper packages. And I found the best way to do that is to actually take the grill off. I found this little aluminum baking sheet in a dollar store, and it absolutely fit perfectly on there. And it allows me to have full heating capacity inside the barbecue. Another thing you want to be concerned about is if there's a wind. We're really lucky today in the campground. There's absolutely no wind. I don't have to worry about uneven cooking. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a deconstructed caprese salad, which is your basic tomato and bocconcini salad that you get at fine Italian dining restaurants. And then we're going to do a complete entree of tilapia, some fresh vegetables, some snow peas, some lemon, wine. It's going to be fabulous, and that's a one package meal. And then we're going to do what I like to call dessert enchiladas, and that's apple pie filling in some tortillas, put in a parchment paper container, and we're going to put some butterscotch sundae topping over, a little bit of butter, a little bit of water, make a syrup, and we're going to bake those off in there. Everything will take about 15 to 20 minutes, so when you're prepping the first course, you put it on, put it down. By the time you get your second packets ready, your first ones will be done. Then you're going to have your entree, then you'll put your dessert on, then you'll have your dessert. It's going to be great, fabulous, and everybody around the campground is going to come and want to have dinner at your place tonight. So let's get started. So I've got my barbecue set on medium, and that's the temperature I'm going to be cooking on. All of these recipes will translate to your oven at home, and so medium would be about 375 in your oven at home. And what I want to talk about is the herb oil that I'm going to be using for 2 of the 3 of our recipes today. I need it for the caprese salad, and I also need it for my tilapia parchment paper entrees. And this is my my seasoned vegetable dressing, and all it is extra virgin olive oil, some freshly chopped garlic. I used about 4 cloves of garlic in a cup of extra virgin olive oil, and I used a selection of dried herbs. You can use fresh herbs if you want, but they're really hard to source when you're on the road, and they don't really have a long life in your crisper, so your refrigerator. So go with the dried herbs. The thing you have to remember is you've got to bloom the herbs to make them rehydrate. So I like to use a medley of dried basil, but don't use any powdered. Always use like a flake or a full type of herb. I like to use a vegetable seasoning, an all-encompassing vegetable seasoning. It'll have 4 or 5 different herbs in it. But make sure that the first ingredient on the ingredient label is not salt. There will be salt in it, but make sure it's far enough down. And then I'll use something like just dehydrated parsley flakes, more for color than for show than for taste. And I let it bloom a couple of days in my extra virgin olive oil. I make a lot of it, and then I just have it for whatever I need. With the caprese salad, we're going to serve it with some bread crostini, and so I brushed some of this herbed olive oil on my crostini, and I already grilled it off beforehand. So, so that's really, it's quite simple. It has a long shelf life. If you're concerned about the fresh garlic in it, you can keep it in the fridge. So caprese salad, very simple to make. We have some bocconcini, which is just unripened mozzarella. It's fresh, and you can get them in different sizes. I like the mini ones, but you can also get little pearl ones, and there's about 144 of these little mini pearl bocconcinis in a container this size. The reason why I bought this size today is because I'm going to be using grape tomatoes. And so I've washed all of these, and that's all a caprese salad is. It's just some fresh herbs. I usually use basil, fresh mozzarella, bocconcini in the store, and some grape tomatoes. So now we're ready to assemble the salad. Couldn't be more easier. So keep in mind even quantities, even proportions. This label tells me that there's 36 bocconcini minimum, so I've got 36 bocconcini. It comes in a solution, like a watery solution, so just drain them. And I'm going to put in, eyeball it, about 36 grape tomatoes. These have already been washed. Just take off the little stems if there are any. This is a great thing about cooking outside, is because, you know, if you have any stems, you just throw them on the ground. This is green cooking at its finest. So I would say that's about even. And now I'm going to dress it up with a little bit of my herbed olive oil. And that's your caprese salad. So 1, 2, 3, I'd say 4 tablespoons will probably do us. You don't need that much. You just want enough to keep it moist. And what will happen is the bocconcini will melt and the tomatoes, the skins will start to go soft, and then they will open up and bloom. And you'll have this beautiful hot salad, and we're going to have some crostini that we're going to dip into it. So there we go. So let me show you how to make our parchment paper wraps. So in the interest of television, I want to show you how to make the parchment packages, but it's going to be really hard to do it with white on white. So I'm going to remove my board just for a second, put it down beside me here, and then we're going to do it right on the picnic table, and just hope we don't get any salad on the picnic table. So just take a strip of parchment paper. This parchment paper is readily available in any supermarket, just where they sell the plastic wrap, the wax paper, and the aluminum tin foil. And so I'm just going to use my cleaver to hold it down. And then so what you want to do is you want a spoon, let me use a few more things here just to weigh it down so that I can get a nice even amount in the center. So I'm going to give this a good stir, and this will make 4 servings. And this, don't forget, this is an appetizer, so try to get the same amount in each one. Now this will make 4, but having said that, I probably am only going to get 2 on the barbecue. So we'll see how we go. So that's pretty even. So I'm going to take off my little weigh down thingies, and technical term. So what you want to do is just bring your paper up, and you want to make a fold. And run your hand across it. Then make another fold. This is just like wrapping your kids' sandwiches when you send them off to school in the morning. This is their lunch sandwiches. And then you're going to put it underneath like that, and underneath like that. And parchment paper is really cool because it won't burn, as long as you don't cook it on an open flame, of course. So our barbecue is preheated, and I know now that I'm going to have room for 4 of them, so that's terrific. So if it's just you and your better half out for the weekend camping, invite a couple of friends. Make some friends in the campground, because we're going to do dinner for 4 on this little baby.